Head tonight in 7 News, the mining group has welcomed the promotion of Rockhampton-based Senator Matt Canavan to Cabinet. The Queensland Resources Council says he'll be a strong voice for the sector. Farmers in the Central Highlands say the weekend rain has been good, but more is needed. Gladstone Regional Council has voted to remove fluoride from the water supply. And animal care is looking for new homes for retired greyhounds. Join us for all the details tonight at 6.
7 Local News, Queensland's #1.
Tonight, a man charged with threatening people with a shotgun.
Farmers welcome the weekend deluge.
CQ gets a cabinet minister.
And Gladstone water now fluoride-free.
Serving Central Queensland, this is 7 Local News with Rob Brough and Joanne Desmond.
Good evening, thanks for joining us.
Good evening.
Police have charged a man after he allegedly threatened 2 strangers by firing a shotgun near Gladstone. Officers raided the 27-year-old's home today and are still searching for a second suspect.
And Gracemere police have charged 6 people with drug offences after a series of raids. Officers searched a number of properties last week as part of Operation Expansion, netting 1.5 kilograms of marijuana. 21 drug and firearm charges were laid in total. 2 of the accused will appear in court later this month.
As the clean-up begins on the Capricorn Coast from the weekend's wild weather, central western Queenslanders are rejoicing. Record rain fell in Emerald on Saturday and Sunday, putting producers in a good position ahead of the cropping season.
Residents around Rocky and Yeppoon are clearing the damage left by the weekend's storm. 550 millimetres of rain was reported by residents in some areas, with official Weather Bureau readings slightly lower. The rain caused flash flooding and damage, with councils working frantically to fix it.
We've still got crews out there now. Our rural roads were badly hit, particularly, and residents will know some areas where it's still not very safe.
The State Emergency Service attended about 70 jobs on the Capricorn Coast, which are now all clear.
LNP Senator Matt Canavan has become Central Queensland's first cabinet minister in nearly 50 years. The Rockhampton-based politician was sworn in alongside party colleagues at Government House in Canberra today.
Gladstone Regional Council has officially voted to remove fluoride from local water supplies. The community has been divided since Councillor Khan Goodluck announced last week he'd be putting the issue to the council.
Victoria Cross recipient Ben Robert-Smith has launched a social media campaign to mark 100 years since the Battle of Fromelles. July 19, 1916 is known as the worst day in Australian military history, with more than 5,500 casualties in just one dark night on the Western Front. A virtual candlelight vigil will be held this month, encouraging people to share the centenary flame via social media.
Dairy farmers on a mission, heading from Queensland's most southern dairy region to the state's far north. He's encouraging shoppers to buy local farmers' milk as he travels up the east coast in his tractor.
Ahead in 7 News tonight, a cyclist recalls an encounter with an angry motorist.
And can you be a greyhound's best friend? Nice having you with us on 7 News. Police have charged or fined dozens of drivers in a week-long road blitz around Gracemere. During the operation, there were 2 truck rollovers, which they say could have ended in tragedy. Fortunately, no one was killed or seriously injured on our roads last week. But Gracemere police did nab 4 drink drivers, 3 drug drivers and other lawbreakers. 76 fines were also issued, many for speeding.
A cyclist is hoping an angry car driver changes his attitude after a near miss last week. Reece Jackson says he was nearly knocked off his bike after an altercation with a motorist on a busy Rockhampton street.
A group of animal lovers are urging residents to adopt a greyhound. sardines with tomato sauce. All right. A couple of Cupras, Nath, won't be making the trip, mate, eh?
Yeah, that's right, Bruffy. Injuries have hit Central Queensland ahead of a massive challenge against the Townsville Blackhawks. We'll have more footy next, including TCC Sam Murphy and a meeting he'll never forget with Queensland champion Jonathan Thurston.
This Sport Report brought to you by the new menu at Hogs, Australia's steakhouse.
Welcome back to 7 News. Injury has forced Capra's coach Kim Williams to make key changes to his side for this weekend's tough road trip against Townsville in League's Intrust Super Cup. Adam Henry and Jack Kavanagh are both hurt, so storm-bound Jake Ainsworth comes onto the wing and John Filippo in the front row. The move sees Aleki Falapaini play his third position in 3 weeks. The Cathedral College's Sam Murphy is back home after representing Queensland at the Under-18 Australian Schoolboy Championships in Wynnum Manly. The 5'8" managed to cross the line in one of the games, and then the Queensland Maroons coaching staff had a big surprise in store. The North Queensland AFL rep debut for Yeppoon's Tom Cousins didn't quite go to plan. The Yeppoon Swan and his teammates were comprehensively beaten by South Queensland in the annual grudge match. She doesn't push herself too hard. We want Tia Claire Wright to go for the Olympics in, what, about 19 days?
She's got way too much energy, that girl, mate.
Absolutely,
How does she do it?
All right, stay with us. Livio's in shortly. He'll have all the weather details for us.
G'day, Livio Regano with tonight's weather. Conditions are settling nicely for the southern half of Queensland at least. A bit of stubborn clouds still lingering in a few places, but the sun's finally coming out and it's nice and warm out there. The rest of the week looks safe enough to step outside without fear of getting wet. Temperatures today across the Capricorn region. The range in Rockhampton was 18 to 26 degrees with an afternoon humidity reading of 60%. Bill Wheeler's Thangool Airport got to 26 and on the coast. Gladstone also had a top of 26 degrees. Now on the satellite loop, the last of the cloud has still yet to clear. You can still see the upper level low over northwest Queensland, producing broad-scale uplift of moist air. It's still showering basically right along the tropical and central coasts. Some severe thunderstorms this afternoon across the tropical interior. As we move further south, we're getting a bit of cloud, but without the rain. And of course, once we get to the Darling Downs and southeast coast, it's been a lovely day. Now today's chart. Pretty waffly sort of pattern. Still a good southeasterly in the tropics, but with this weak high pushing away, the wind is really dropping off across the southern half of the state, resulting in quite a lot of early fog this morning. Tomorrow's charts, we'll still get showers along the coast, mainly around the tropical half, just a bit of cloud further south as the isobars keep opening up and the wind is light. Could get some early fog again over the southern parts. And then on the outlook chart, by this stage the upper low is completely broken up. We're moving into a stable pattern. Just a couple of showers in the tropics, but generally across the state it'll be mostly fine weather with light winds under this high pressure ridge. Now the latest from the Weather Bureau, the boating forecast for Capricorn waters. Dream conditions on the open water, no more than 15 knots of northeasterly breeze tomorrow, becoming virtually dead calm for the rest of the week. Full moon tomorrow, so big tides, especially the swing from the afternoon low to the evening high. There's also a peak in the tide tomorrow morning. The Capricornia District forecast, a flood warning still current for the Isaac and Dawson rivers. Some early fog, mainly in the south, but no rain. Gladstone 25 degrees, Rockhampton 26, Billow also 26 and Yeppoon 23. Central Highlands and Coalfield, again early fog, a shower or storm in the northwest. Emerald 16 to 25 degrees, Claremont 14 to 25 and Moranbah 26. Looking ahead for Rockhampton, generally pleasant for the next several days. Bit of cloud here and there, but no rain. Temperatures remaining well above average. And that's all for tonight. Pleasure to have your company as always, and thanks for watching 7 Local Weather. I'll be back tomorrow with more on the latest. Hope you can join me then. Meantime, enjoy the winter that never came. Now it's back to the team.
Lovely. Thanks for that, Livio. And that's 7 News for this Tuesday night. Thanks very much for your company.
We have the replay, of course, over on 7-2 in a moment. So if you missed anything, you can catch it there. From the team, see you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.